just give us a layman's explanation of what fracking actually is?
It's fucking destroying the fucking earth!
Emotions can run high when you mention fracking. Some 60% of the country has been earmarked as potential sites, and protest camps have sprung up across Britain. Bez hung out at Crawberry Hill and West Newton in Yorkshire, exploratory sites run by Rathlin Energy UK. Rathlin insist they are not fracking and have no intention to frack. Bez drilled down into Rathlin's statement to see what's what.
I'm Bez from the Happy Mondays, a member of the Reality Party. I'm fighting a revolution for the people who have got no voice no more, and standing up defending our land.
What do you think of what the people are doing here then? They've been camping here since, since April.
They're doing a brilliant job, and these people are giving all their time and energy to protect the environment and the planet.
If there's no fracking going on, why's the camp here? Rathlin's statement was read out to see whether it matches the camp's understanding and to clarify why the protesters think they are here.
We celebrate the fact that we live in a free society where people can legitimately, lawfully and peacefully protest.
We're not a protest camp, we're a protection camp. We don't like the word protesters. We're not here to protest. We're here to protect Mother Earth. I'm here for my grandchildren. I'm very happy to know that we have the right to peacefully protest. I wish they'd tell the police that.
We are non-violent direct action, we don't do violence!
We had a court case 2 weeks ago at Beverley where 3 protectors were all found not guilty of obstructing the highway, which is what they tend to arrest us for. One of our biggest weapons is delaying these people so that it costs them too much money.
Do you film a lot of what they...
Yes, I do.
And why do you do that?
This is an activist's best weapon.
You are being recorded. Can I remind you, you're being recorded.
My God!
The whole world is watching you. What is going on?
The Rathlin statement went on.
It is important that Rathlin Energy Limited's exploratory work at Crawberry Hill and West Newton is not linked to the fracking debate, as the company is not fracking at either of its East Yorkshire sites. I would then just like to ask you the question, bearing that in mind, why are you here?
We've heard it from them so many times that they're not fracking, but where they will be going down to shale gas level. Now, if they're only going for conventional oil and gas, why would they be paying an awful fortune extra to go further down to test the shale where the shale gas is?
My belief is that Rathlin are just an exploratory drilling company. That's all they're there for. They're just going down there and they're just seeing what's down in the ground. You know, roughnecks, bang it down in the ground, find out what's in there and sell it on to people who will then come and do the proper fracking.
This is 60% of this country. We are a small island. You know, the implications of this are terrifying.
For me, one of the worst things about fracking is just not having a choice. Why don't they ask us, you know, why haven't we got any say in what's going to happen to these lands?
According to the papers, Rathlin reckon it's prudent to test the shale whilst they're down there. We went back to check with them. They said Rathlin originally wanted the option to carry out a mini fall-off test at both sites, as it would assist in the gathering of important engineering data. According to the permit application, that test would help determine whether the formation is capable of being hydraulically fractured, the technical name for fracking. We were still not totally clear, so tried asking our remaining questions as simply as we could. So far, the mini fall-off test hasn't been carried out at West Newton or Crawberry Hill. However, Rathlin has recently submitted a screening application, a first step towards planning permission for a different site at West Newton. So it looks like the East Yorkshire camps are set to stay. Bez is well known for shaking his maracas at the frackers and was invited to debate against pro-frackers at the Manchester Science Festival.
We've got a great audience coming, over 250 people maybe. It's a sold-out event, and what a perfect opportunity it would have been for the industry to come along and answer the questions what are on people's lips and explain and, you know, how this business works, how you're going to make it safe.
The oil and gas industry has been doing this for 50 years nearly. Now, I can remember when I first worked for BP in the early 80s, and we were fracture stimulating wells in the southern North Sea to produce gas. It was done safely, securely, with no problems. we can still do that today.
When we talk about we've been doing fracking 50 years, that's like one drill hole with one, you know, with one pipe. This is not an octopus under the ground with huge amounts of chemicals and huge amounts of sand and huge amounts of toxics being removed. It's like saying a horse and cart is the same as a Formula One racing car because they're both modes of transport.
Bez is very emotional. And, you know, one of the points that he made was about the Blackpool Nans.
The Nannicus.
But what he didn't say was that they were actually trespassing on private land. Now, I absolutely believe in a democracy, but we can't do that by breaking the law.
I think he was really nervous. I think he got off to a bit of a shaky start, but he held himself really well. Before the vote, the split was three ways: undecided, yes and no. But actually, Bez's side won the argument so convincingly that actually it was almost 2 to 1 in favour. So he has some latent powers of persuasion.